Hi everyone, thank you. It's really great having you here. Hope you enjoyed the walk through the lemongrass. The reason I'm doing this soap is, well, for a couple of different reasons. One is, my goats love to eat lemongrass. And you know what's good for them? It actually has several chemicals in it, biochemicals that help with their digestive systems, but also help with internal infections. So I don't mind on occasion if they get into it, as long as they don't destroy it. But it's pretty hardy. But that being said, I love lemongrass, and it is one of my soap fragrances that one of the essential oils that people really seem to respond very well to. Some people don't like it. I understand that. It's like so many other things, for some people. Gardenia for me is so overwhelming. It almost nauseates me. My grandmother wore way too much gardenia perfume when I was a child, so maybe that scared me away from it. But she thought that it kept away bad spirits. I guess it probably did. It probably kept away all kinds of spirits. But I wanted to make this in a new mold that I have. It's the 2-heart mold called Beloved, and I'll put a link to the mold. It's an expensive mold because right now it's still in limited supply. It's made by a baking company, but I thought, why wouldn't this make a great soap? It does make a rather large soap. It's over 7 ounces. But what's neat about it, it's 2 hearts, and you could separate them. You could cut it with a wire or a knife or whatever you have and make 2 soaps if you so chose. But it's also a nice ergonomic soap because of the shape of the hearts. It's easy to grip and hold on to, and I'm just very happy with it. I think it makes a really fun soap. But during the making of this soap, I had a catastrophe. A real catastrophe. Above my soap table, behind the camera, is a shelf that has a lot of essential oils and some of my other concoctions and potions and things on it. And the shelf collapsed. It's been there for 20 years, I would guess. Now, I did rearrange this room and move. The shelf has always been there, but I did put some heavier brackets on it, and I did move a shelf when I put it up. It's an old shelving unit from like the turn of the last century, and it's mostly iron and wood, and maybe I'll show a picture, turn the camera around sometime and show you. Anyway, one of the shelves collapsed, and when it did, I had all my bowls of soap here. It splashed in the soap, splashed on me, splashed on the camera, splashed everywhere. And I had a real disaster. So luckily I was well protected. Even what splashed on me got on my clothes, some got on my chin. I immediately sprayed it with some vinegar I had here and then went and washed it off, and I'm fine. Luckily I had goggles on, so no issue there. So the soap video is edited kind of weird, as you'll see, and that's why I'm actually overdubbing it. I was recording audio until that happened, and I cursed. I went, oh, doo-doo. Something like that. Not family ready. So I just deleted all the audio, and I'm just adding this just so it's not offensive to anyone, because I was very upset. But I persevered. With all the mess here, I knew I had to get the soap into the mold, so you're going to see some real messy soaps here, but that's just on the pour. They came out nice and clean, so that's not really a concern. But boy, be careful. And by the way, the essential oils that fell, they were all in cans, so nothing got broken or anything like that. It just made a mess. And I was able to later, after this video actually, or after the initial video, get the shelf back up, and this time I redid everything and redistributed weight, and that won't be a problem again. But accidents happen to the best of us, right? I'm not suggesting I'm the best, but I just mean it can happen to all of us. And it did in this particular instance. By the way, in the video, you're going to see a black bar at the back of the video. My apologies for that. That is an LED light that I have that I use sometime in my videos, and I didn't realize the camera was catching it. And so going forward, I will of course make sure that's out of the way, and should help. Also, I've noticed that my camera, the screen that's on the camera that I can see, isn't always what you see, and I don't like that because I think I've got the picture perfectly squared and centered, and then when I see the video, I see just the opposite, that it's showing more than I want it to see of some things and less than I wanted to see of others. So I'm going to have to get an external monitor for my camera, which I already have actually. I just have to hook it up, I should say. And that's just a hassle, but I'm going to get it done, and that will make the videos look a little more the way I want them to look instead of looking kind of haphazard, which I realize this one does. I can see that the table looks crooked, and that's because the camera, I guess, was more crooked than I realized, because it just shows me a smaller window of that. But anyway, I'm babbling on about that. What's happening in the world? Well, in my world here, a couple things are happening. First of all, I'm going to look at a baby cow today. It's one of my days off, so I'm going to go look at that today. I'll tell you more about it if I get it, or even if I don't, we'll talk more about that. I also wanted to say how excited I am about the upcoming drawing. So many of you commented, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you some of the goodies that you're going to be getting in upcoming videos. I talked about it in the first video and listed the items, but I didn't show them to you. So I'm going to kind of release that as the videos go along. So the first item I will show you now. So you will get a bottle of lye. That is part of the grand prize. This is item one. This is just Essential Depot's. One thing I like about it, it comes in this plastic bottle. That's also what I dislike about it. I've been very torn about plastics recently. Well, for a long time, but more specifically recently, I've been very upset about having to use so much plastic. I don't use it in shipping. I've tried to cut that out wherever I can. But a lot of the products that we buy come in plastic. That's why I went to a much larger container of olive oil. It's actually a, what is this one, 15-gallon container with a spout, just so I could cut back a little on some plastics. Coconut oil, when I can, I will order a big 5-gallon bucket of it. But when I can't, I buy the same container probably that many of you buy, you know, those 106 or 120 ounce big plastic containers. I will clean them up and reuse them for storage where I can, but there's so many of them, right? So I am searching and looking and trying to find ways to be more plastic economical in my purchases, trying to avoid buying more plastic and that has to be recycled, because despite what some people say, I know that it takes a lot of energy to recycle it. I know you should recycle it, absolutely, and that's only certain HDPE that you can recycle easily. But I'm doing my best. But I hope you like the soaps. I like the variation that the rhubarb made with the sea algae and the herbal colors. I really like the speckles and the coloring, and I'm looking forward to using one of these myself. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a lot of fun being with you today, sharing this information with you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you back soon. Goodbye.